Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. Here you have 2013 Tacoma. This one is awesome. I had her here a week ago for engine oil change only. It was simple service, but she's back. She's back because the owner says that suddenly the AC heater blower motor started operating on the highest speed only. So when the truck comes in condition like that, it has a problem, it needs diagnosis. What are we going to do? We will confirm the complaint. And she's a work truck, so it's also raining. So we might step in little lake here. The water is everywhere. She's dirty. She's being used for a work. So how do we check that the blower motor operates on high speed only? Well, let's put the ignition on. That's all we need. 183,000 miles. And let's listen. Nothing. 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 Highest speed. So now how to diagnose this? In general, not just Tacoma, the other Toyotas, or even different car makers. If this happens to you, that means that the blower resistor is bad. That's a rule of thumb. You can kind of work with it. I remember when I was doing Subarus, it was the same. The designers did it completely same. So the low speeds, there is being used resistor, and it changes the flow of the current to the blower motor. Therefore, the blower motor runs first slow and faster. But on the highest speed, that resistor is being bypassed. And that means the 12 volts are coming direct from the battery, right? And it's running on the highest. And that's how you can see immediately, or 99.9%, it's not this switch. You will be not wasting time crawling around looking for fuses, thinking, oh, maybe the lower speed has different fuse. No, don't waste your time. It's absolute nonsense. This should be your first go. You should go and start dealing with that resistor. Well, we will do something completely different. And why is that? Well, this is why. Even a little child knows that Toyota had a problem with this. It's nothing new to you. Nothing new to me. There was basically technical service bulletin. If you use words Toyota Tacoma, and this is how Toyota words it, blower motor only operates on high speed, boom! TSB 12 pages will pop up for you on the Google. So it's a TSB 002514. It was printed or announced on April 2014. It's a known problem. And there are two problems. There's a problem with resistor. There's a fuse in it and that can burn. But there is also a secondary problem. The connector which goes to the resistor can be burned. It's not the wire, it's more the connectors. And I know about it. So when the owner told me, oh, can I bring it and how much time it will take and you need it for a whole day and so on, I already knew this is the common thing. I swing by yesterday by the dealer. I will show you the parts and the parts numbers and we will just follow together and we will fix that. So the resistor, which you can see here, still in the back. I'm showing you a number. they might purely theoretically be not the same for every single year and the model. So always check with the dealer. And this, you can see hopefully, that's the connector, right, with the wires. Will need to be completely redone. And here is the number. Can you see it? Was that enough for you to pause the video and write it down? So I have these two parts because I'm anticipating that 99.9% we have the exactly same problem. The owner never experienced it, so it finally gave up. These were updated, both of them. Toyota updated the resistor, but they also updated the wire. Where is the blower motor resistor located on Tacomas? Well, as a blower motor, you probably know it's there. There's also a resistor. I did lower or remove this glove box, as everybody knows how to do, right? This is the glove box with its stuff in it. I remove it only for the visual. There's no need to do that. You will be laying underneath it anyway, but here is that entire blower. The blower is on the bottom. That's a cabin air filter box. So everybody can kind of see where we are, what is happening. And I will be getting right there, setting up the lights, and we will be filming underneath there. So let's try to show the area. Here again, you can see that around, that's the blower. That's in the case. The fan blade will separate. There's also technical service bulletin on that, made in Mexico. These keep falling apart, it starts rattling, and you know your blower needs to be replaced. But we are talking about the other part, the resistor. And that's, my friend, right there. So you see the connector, that gray with the wires. That's the part which I will put the camera right here. I hope you still can see it. And I will use my hand. Boom. You can see the separation. That resistor is held, you can hopefully see, two screws. One of them is in front and one of them is in the back. And if you do either one of those jobs, either you are doing your blower motor or the resistor, you need a little bit unusual size of the socket. It's a 5.5 millimeters. I'm still trying to show it to you, but there will be a moment that we will not fit here together. And it's coming soon. Yep, the access, it's not the best. Here comes old resistor, and look at that. And I actually see the burn. If you look from the top, that very white wire, second from the top, it's actually, there is a brown smoke on it. Yep. So I will do my best to compare the old and new. Made in Japan. This is the area of the fuse I was talking about. What is the closest with this lens? That's probably the closest I can get. So these could be popped. That's what the TSB was talking about. And they said, yeah, if you have any burned there, you should replace also the wire. So that TSB is old. Toyota redesigned completely both items. If you look, this was a connector where all four wires were in the line. Here the new connector is completely different, so you cannot even use the old part with the new wires. It's just not going to happen. Basically what they want you to cut off that all wiring harness. Here is the new product. They say do not repair on it. And let's one more time show why we'll be not keeping the camera here. I will be kneeling here, right, reaching inside. I need to cut off this. Look how short it is. Right, so I will be cutting off the old connector right here. And if you read this technical service bulletin, it clearly says if you perform any of these repairs, disconnect the negative battery cable. So you did all of that. You grab your new wiring harness. You are going to cut the old one. But before you cut it, you are like, oh, there are two different gauges between thicknesses of the wires. And oh my goodness, these wires are also two different gauges. Too thick, too thin. But the colors and the code, none of it is matching. Right? The connector is not the same. What to do? How to connect these wires together? That's the moment when you realize you are lucky you are watching this video, because Toyota played a joke on us. The connectors are different size, right? Orientation. One of them is flat, one of them is square. But also the colors, the harness which is on the side of truck has different colors than the new one. Not only that, the gauges, it will confuse you even more. If you want to connect the gauges too thick with too thick and too thin ones with thin ones, it also will not work, and it's completely mismatched. I don't know why Toyota did that, but it's unbelievable and good for you. You are watching this video. I have a little cheat sheet for you so you can connect it correctly. So I create this list for you and draw it for you. That's the new connector, which is right here. And there is the description of these colors. Most importantly, this other part. Truck side, you will have a blue with black, green with yellow, white with blue, white, black. And this is the new connector, this one. These are the colors. So I have nicely installed that new wiring harness connector and new resistor. So everything is still here. The battery is hooked. I will put the key in the ignition. And now let's cross fingers. You see the hours are off because the battery was disconnected. Let's listen. I hear it. You do too. And the max. So the way we connected the wires, despite the fact it's absolutely confusing, the gauges are mismatched, it all works, and you can follow this video if you will have the same problem. So I hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned, I have way more coming your way soon. Thanks for watching, have a great day my friend.